So Fabrice, we talked about the ABC of motivation, autonomy, belonging, but how to foster a context for competence?
Oh yeah, quite interesting question, because the need for competence refers both to the sense of efficacy and mastery while operating a task, but as well to have an influence on the environment. And it is the degree to which people feel competent in their capacity to achieve goals that determine how they feel, how they behave, how they think. So if people do not believe that thanks to their behavior they can achieve a specific task, it will affect for sure their effective functioning and therefore the performance. So as leader, we need to do everything possible to be sure that people feel competent enough to embrace the challenge they have to achieve. And what is important to understand is there is no general statement for competent. It is not you're competent or not. It's much more the interaction between behavior of people, environment, and personality. And what's important to keep in mind, it is, and I'm sure you have experienced that as I have, and you too as well, that self-efficacy, competence, is much more based on the belief we have that we can achieve, embrace a task, than on our real abilities to do so. And you know, I remember an experience in Formula One. I was working with a driver, and then it was a good one, but he had 3 accidents in a row at the start of the race. So the other drivers start to put pressure on him, and he started doubting on his capacity. You know, he has done that for 20 years, so he knows how to start. But it was at a point we were obliged to go on a specific track with a mental coach and to do start, 20, 30, 40, and then to do start again with other drivers to be sure that he can raise again his self-efficacy. But could you imagine with somebody that is really talented, that is at the maximum of his capacity, passionate, how it can affect his sense of competence? When you do that with normal people like you and me, when I don't feel secured by the context, how it will affect my capacity to work. And what I think is great is what we work on with Chris. It is to create a context enhancing this competence. And Bandura has done it's a big psychologist that has done many studies on self-efficacy. And 4 factors help to reinforce it. The first one is the experience of mastery. Meaning, we are at Roland Garros for the moment, so if I win 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row, I will feel competent enough maybe to face another tennis player. When I did my first, I made a mistake, but when I did my first video recording, I did not feel I was capable to do it. And then the second one, okay, it worked. The third one, and now, thanks to these mastery experiences, I feel capable to do it. The second, and it is why the manager is very important, it is what we call the coping, modeling, meaning that if people important for me are capable to achieve a task, then maybe I'm capable to do that as well. It's the reason why mentoring is so important. And the third one that has to be treated with cautious, it is the verbal persuasion. So I will not do it, but there are some athletes, especially in track and fields or ski, before the race, I'm the best, because it's the way they raise their self-efficacy on a short-term basis, but it could be as well, it could come from external, from the manager, at one condition, that it should be linked to the real abilities of people, otherwise it could decrease this feeling of competence. And the last one, which is never taken into consideration, it is to take into consideration the emotional states of people you're working with. Sometimes you could have problems with your wife. So you are not capable to engage. You will not feel so competent to do that. But what is interesting, it is to see that thanks to our experiences in life, we can increase or decrease that. So what we do, it is we train managers mainly to four things. First one, it is to learn how to give informational feedbacks, which is not judging, but much more to help people to improve. So I don't feel judged, just okay, here I can maybe improve, and I will go. Second, it is what we call the optimal challenges. It is to fix, and it goes back to the autonomy, to say, hey guys, with regard to the stakes of the organization and your aspiration, what kind of challenge will help you to do something you will be proud of?
To give like the stretch assignment, right?
Yeah.
Just outside the comfort zone.
Yeah, but not too much, but it should not be too easy, otherwise it's bore out. And the third one, it is to create a kind of culture where we give sign of recognitions. As you were saying, we are social creatures. So we need to say, I love you, I love what you do, and to receive this kind of congratulations as well.
Yeah. So I think if we summarize our framework of 3 psychological needs, the autonomy, the belonging, and the competence, if you, as leaders and organizations, if you are able to create that context, what you do is have an organization with psychological safety. And what research again, and Professor Amy Edmondson has done quite a lot of research on psychological safety. And she has seen that teams where people feel secure and safe, they make more mistakes than other teams, which is strange, right? You would think they are better in performance, but they make more mistakes. And when she looked at the data, she saw that more mistakes because people communicated about the mistakes. So when she dived a little bit deeper, she saw that the other teams made at least as many mistakes, but they did not talk about the mistakes. They tried to hide it because there was no safety. They knew if I talk about a mistake, my boss will punish me. Yeah, I don't dare. We don't have a climate of safety. We have a climate of distrust, a climate of fear sometimes. But if you have this climate of psychological safety, people will be able, they will be able to speak up and go to their manager and say, I don't think we have nailed it 100%. Could we review the process a little bit? Because I think we missed something. Could we do something differently? So if you have that climate with the autonomy, with the belonging, with the competence, you have an ideal situation for organizational success and also well-being for your employees.